Hey loves, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel, Life as Danny. I'm super excited to have you here today. Hopefully you decide to stick around and subscribe. So I am doing a Shop My Stash video today, obviously by the title, duh, but I'm switching it up. I like to switch things up once in a while. So I'm going to be showing you guys, like I usually do, what was in my drawer for the previous month. So for November, I'm going to show you guys everything. And then how I'm switching it up is that the products that I shop my stash for December, I'm going to actually be getting ready with you guys at the end. So stay tuned for that. So this part is going to be, we're going to speed through this so that this video isn't super long. So I chose 3 foundations and I didn't really use these 2 at all. I didn't use this one at all, and I used this one once, like 2 days ago. But I did pull my new NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and I'm in the shade Santa Fe Medium 2. I actually really like this foundation. I like how it makes my skin just look so seamless. Like, that is, I guess, like the matte look of everything. It just looks so, obviously not dewy, so I just really like how my face just looks so blurred out. So I really like this foundation. And then I use my Kosas one because it's a little bit more like matched to my skin. I use this just for more coverage, and I've been really obsessed with this Kosas concealer, and I'm actually going to be keeping it for December because this has a shelf life of 6 months, so I want to just use it up. Okay, and then for primer, I used this one the most, and I didn't use my Too Faced one at all, and I did not reach for my Tatcha one at all. So that's that. I have my Chanel Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream in 395 Soleil Deep Tan. I've been using this a lot. It's one of my favorite cream bronzers in my collection, so this got a lot of love this past month. And yes, she's gonna go back into my collection. And then my Gucci blushes, I swear I only use them each probably like once, so very sad because I like how like soft they are and everything like that. So I'm gonna be leaving these in here. I'm gonna go ahead and put all this makeup back into my collection, and then we can shop my stash for the month of December. Let's start with primers. So here's my primer drawer, but I'm also going to be looking in here to see if there's anything I can play with. And I think, I don't know which one I used. I think it was this one I used last. So I'm gonna pull this one, and this is my First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Hyaluronic Hydrating Primer. So I'm gonna be pulling this one, and I'm only gonna be pulling one more because I have a primer that I'm trying to completely finish up in my project pan. So I definitely want to pull this because I've been missing it, so that's not really a primer. So let's do I really like this primer. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do the One Size Secure the Blur primer, and then that'll be it. So for foundations, I am trying to finish up 2 foundations, so I'm only going to be pulling one, and it's going to be the Kosas one, and this expires July 2023, so I need to use this as much as possible. So this is going to be my only foundation of choice. I'm only going to be pulling one, and again, it's going to be the Kosas because these go off quickly, so I'm just going to be pulling this one bronzer. Here in my next drawer is loose and pressed powder. So for the pressed powder, I'm gonna again be pulling my Kosas, and this is the Cloud Set in the shade Comfy. It's not focusing. For loose powder, I'm gonna be doing my Laura Mercier translucent powder. It looks like coffee spilled or something. So anyways, I'm going to, for concealer, I think we're just gonna stick with, oops, I think we're going to just stick with the Kosas, but since it is a little bit dark, as I stated in the beginning, it matches my skin color. I usually like to have another concealer for like highlighting purposes. So, oh, let's do NARS. I don't think I've done this. Is this shade light enough though? Okay, I'm just gonna pull my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I'm in the shade Light 2.6. So this is gonna be the only concealer that I pull aside from the Kosas one. For cream bronzer, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Anastasia contour stick in the shade Fawn. Alright, so my next category, oh, and I also forgot I have this bronzer. I legit have not used it once, so I'm going to have to pull this one as well. I also still have not used this at all. Okay, at this point, I'm like struggling because I have all these phase palettes, and then I have 2 projects that I'm working on, which the projects aren't like an issue, but it's just if I'm working on them constantly, I feel like I'm not going to be using them at all. Okay, here's what we'll do. So it doesn't feel overwhelming. I'm gonna only keep one of these in here, which I'm gonna have to put this one away because it doesn't have like a bronzer, which I don't even need a bronzer. And the only Hourglass face palette that I'm gonna be keeping is this Elephant palette, just because I keep forgetting that I have like so many things in this drawer that I haven't even used once. Like legit, I got this already like a couple months ago, maybe a month, whatever, it doesn't even matter at this point. But I have so much stuff in here that I haven't used, so I'm just gonna pull all this stuff, and if I don't get to it, then again next for January I'll keep this stuff in here, I guess. I'm going to be pulling this ColourPop, it's in the shade Beachin, and it's the Super Shock bronzer. It's matte, so I'm going to be pulling this. And then I have this NARS palette. This is the Summer Solstice palette, and it has a bronzer and a highlighter. So I'm going to be pulling this because it just can't sit here. It just can't. Okay, also I'm going to be pulling my Juvia's Place Bronze Tan little duo, little palette thingy. I don't even know what to call it. And I have these blushes that I haven't even used. So there's like 4. There's 4 of them, and then I have more highlighters. 2 more highlighters. Okay, anyways, this is the Lila B, and this is in the shade Be Real. I got this from, I think it was TJ Maxx. So this is a cream, so that's nice because I always like to have like some type of variety. So I'm going to be pulling that. And then I also have this Nabla blush in the shade Lola. I haven't even been able to get to this, so I'm definitely going to be pulling this. I really, really love Nabla Cosmetics. I feel like they are so underrated and not talked about enough. It is such a good brand, and like I'm totally obsessed. So, but I haven't been able to get to that one, so I'm going to pull that one. And then this is my Clinique Cheek Pop Blush Pop blush in the shade 14 Heather Pop. I need to use her because I haven't. Super pretty, so hopefully I can get to all these blushes. I don't even know. Next is my Persona Super Blush in Bubble. Like, this is so stunning. And if I wear this in the wintertime, it's gonna look like I'm cold. Like it's cold outside, and like my little, okay, you get the point. But anyways, haven't used that. Also, I think that's about it that I haven't used, so we're wiping this drawer out. And then I have 2 highlighters that I haven't touched once. So this is my ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Lunch Money. So this came to me broken, so what I did was just I firmly pressed it. Like I didn't even use any alcohol or anything. I just pressed it really firmly, and it looks pretty weird, but it still works. So I'm going to be pulling that for highlighter. And then I also have this Lila B Glisten Glow Skin Illuminator in Be Enchanting. And this is a cream highlighter. I just swatched it, but I haven't used it yet. And that's it for this drawer. And also, I haven't been able to use this. I only used this once to try it, or maybe a couple of times. So I'm going to pull that and put it into my drawer so I see it and I use it. And for palettes, I am doing my Pan in Every palette project. And then I have another palette in my 12 Pens of Christmas. So I'm like, you know, but I am going to pull one palette, just one, and this is my new Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. I have to pull her because I just have to. Like, I am fully obsessed with this palette as of recent, and I have to pull it. So anyways, let's put all this into my drawer and then let's get ready using all this newly shopped makeup. Alright y'all, so that is my monthly makeup drawer for December. There's a lot of blushes and bronzers and powders. But like I said, last month I didn't really get to use certain things like as much as I wanted to. And then there's also been a lot of stuff sitting in that drawer. So yeah, but let's go ahead and just play with some makeup. I think I'm going to use this, okay. Alright, so, whew. I guess I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and I am in the shade 3 Light Medium. I really, really adore this stuff. It's the bomb. I totally forgot to put primer on, but you know what? We can mix it in. So as you can tell, I am a hot mess today. Today has been like a really weird day. Like there's a lot of weird things happening. And I don't know. I thought like everything was, I don't know. I thought everything was going to be fine. I thought it was going to be a good month. But it's just like weird things have been happening. And like I don't even know. I have an update for you guys. I vlogged me getting my nails done, but I think that video, I don't even know if I'm going to put that video up because it just wasn't a successful vlog. So I'm going to be letting you guys know an update on the dog that I adopted, because I updated you guys on that video, but like I said, I don't think it's going up. There's a few people that have been invested in the story, so on my Instagram there's somebody who's very invested, and then also on my YouTube I've gotten a few comments and like people like complimenting and like congratulating me. But so unfortunately I am not going to be able to keep Alaska, and for those of you who don't know, I adopted a dog and her name is Alaska. She's a 10-year-old Siberian Husky, but unfortunately shortly after I filmed that video of me like letting you guys know that I adopted a dog, there was an issue. Ironically, in that video I was like, oh, everything's so fine, like I can't complain. But yes, so the shelter was not forthcoming with me, and there has been an issue where she like pees all on herself. Well, not like, she just pees while she's sitting down, and it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like every day, even after long frequent walks, it's just like a thing. And like I said, they weren't forthcoming with me at all. I was actually told like nothing about her, and it was my first time ever adopting, so I obviously had like no idea what to expect, and I had no idea if that was even like how the appointment was supposed to go. But when I went to give her, so when I had went back to the shelter to let them know that I was going to be giving her back, the lady that was helping me this time around, she was like, oh, they never like discussed anything about the dog to you? And I'm like, no. And then she's like, oh, you didn't read her paperwork either? And I'm like, know. Like I just didn't know, and like, so it's very unfortunate, but yes, that's the update, and it's very sad, but you know, it just is what it is. And I don't know if there will be people that have like a strong opinion about it, but I don't know what to tell you. I know it's very sad and unfortunate, but at least on my end I tried and I had a good heart. So that's all that I'm going to be updating on that. Now for blush, I'm going to be using my Patrick Tall. This is the Major Headlines Blush Palette Volume 2. I don't know what to expect with this because I never had the first one. There's some like controversy going on. A lot of people are saying they don't like it as much as the first one, and I have nothing to compare it to. So I'm going into this like not knowing anything about the first palette. So I'm feeling this bright pink blush, so I'm going to go in with the cream first. Okay, it's not super pigmented, and I have dipped 2 times. This is my 3rd time. It's very just like subtle. It's just not super duper pigmented. See, that's like my first dip for this side, and it's not like overpowering, which I feel like his cream blushes and powder blushes really are super bright and pigmented. So I don't know what the deal is, but it's not something that I would like return the palette over or like just not like it. Because I really like subtle things as much as I do when they're very like pigmented and things like that. So I like a very subtle blush, and I also like a very pigmented blush. So that won't be a reason why I don't like the palette. With the cream highlighter, it looks like wet. Like it just looks wet on my skin. It's not super like glittery or anything like that. Kind of just give me like a wet look. I'm gonna take the powder. Oops. It's called Giving Flirty. So I'm gonna take the blush. The highlighter fell out again. Ghetto. Just kidding, but okay, I really like that blush. The powder's more pigmented. And then I'm gonna use the powder highlight. That sucks. I feel like if I like try to glue it myself, it's not gonna work, but we will try. Okay, she's not super blinding. I expected different, but with this powder highlighter, I like that the glitters aren't super chunky. I really like how this is looking. Okay, now I'm gonna just quickly set. This is always so hard to open. Okay, got it. I'm gonna quickly just set my face with my Kosas powder. I also always set the brows. Some of you guys might know this tip, but if your blush is like too bright and you want to tone it down, you can always take some powder and go over it. So you can then tone it down just a little bit. Now I'm going to set my face with the Morphe Mattifying Continuous Setting Mist. I got like a faulty or like a broken one. I totally forgot about that. Just gonna quickly do my lips and then I'll hurry and close out this video. The lip liner, I use my Dulce de Labios lip liner in, I believe it's Cafecito. I hope I'm not wrong. And then for lipstick, I'm using my MAC Velvet Teddy. This is in my 12 pans of Christmas project, so I'm trying to use her up. I've been using it a lot. I really hope you guys enjoyed shopping my stash with me and also using the makeup to get ready. And yeah, I might be doing this like here and there, but not always. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you aren't already, I would love for you to subscribe down below and join my pink girly fam. And that's it for now, so I will see you beauties in my next video. Bye.